Hello strangers, maybe some of you have heard of The Walking Dead. Some of you are even fans of it, and are waiting for the new episodes in this universe. Well, I like this series because of its atmosphere and human relationships. So, I decided to recreate one of the most famous locations of the series in Unreal Engine 5, namely the prison. First, I needed a map and references, so after looking the satellite images and all possible shots from above, I made my map. Then I placed the shots from the series on this map, in the place where these images could have been taken. I also took advantage of screenshots of maps created by other fans in popular computer games such as Left 4 Dead or Minecraft. To begin with, I created a project and started preparing the basic level, made a regular sky with clouds and the sun, placed a plan on which the prison will be located. I sewed temporary material on this plane, and it will change many times in the future. Next, I needed to set the basic assets such as different types of vegetation, water and so on, because if I create it all myself, it will take at least a year of work. In order to place everything correctly and not to complicate my work in the future, I repeated the shape of the prison from primitive blocks, namely the guard tower, the buildings of the prison blocks, and so on. When I saw that the main part of the prison was in slope, I started terraforming the plane, adding slopes, hollows and digging a lake, if you can call it that. I had to fuss a bit with the lake to give it the same shape as in the satellite photo. In general, this lake already appeared in the series, so you could even forget about its existence. When I was done with it, I got tired of looking at the same ground texture, so I started downloading materials from Quixel Bridge and customizing them. And then it was just a matter of painting the area. My next step was to create a metal fence, so I started modeling the fence. In the footage from the series, the fence looked twice as tall as person. So I made several types of fences: a regular wall, a fence with door in the center, and a narrow fence. Then I added metal material and made a mesh texture. In Unreal Engine I connected the fence material and began to place the fence around the perimeter, using references, not forgetting about internal transitions. In the process of creating the prison I changed its location more than once. I also made turns because the references show that due to the unevenness of the surface, the fence is arched in the upper part. I initially planned to design the prison as it was before the apocalypse while creating the fence. However, I later decided to make it as we last saw in the series for a more interesting look. In the last episode where the prison was, the governor destroyed many buildings, but in my version, I will keep them intact. I apply a gravel and sand texture to the places where it should be. Next, I decided to model the guard towers. I roughly repeated the dimensions by comparing the size of the character relative to one tower, and then I exported the blocks to the 3D editor, where I had already modeled the tower itself, with doors, windows and handle rails. Next, I moved the tower to Unreal and replaced the white boxes on the tower. In my opinion, prison is the safest place in the world of The Walking Dead. There are height fences in 2 rows around the perimeter. The prison blocks in the middle are separated by metal doors, and the rooms where the survivor's life can be locked. I didn't forget about the prison blocks, so I started with block D. I loaded the materials in some assemblies. I placed windows and stairs. I made a connection between block C and D. On the references, I saw a small building that was connected to the tower near the gate. It must have been some kind of checkpoint. I repeated the same actions I did with the guard tower. Then I placed these houses at the exit from the prison and at the entrance to the prison yard. After that I started working on block C and made the foundation. Initially I wanted to create the building using Quixel assets, but I realized that it wasn't suitable for me, so I had to export a box to a 3D editor to model the segments of the future structure. I also modeled the grid and the entrance from the street, and the gate to the prison block, which are located in the courtyard. I continued to work on Block C and its rear part which connects the two buildings. I have not forget about other prison premises. The next step in recreating the prison was its right side. I tried to recreate this part as close as possible to the reference pictures. One of the most difficult and interesting stages was the stage of creating holes in the fence and the collapsed prison block. I think we've seen this hole only once, when terraces grew broken into the prison. This is what the prison looked like from the air at the time. Next, I resumed working on the inner courtyard, slightly expanded it, laid asphalt, and worked on its contents. I downloaded a 3D model of basketball hoop from the internet and a tank from the Unreal store. Downloaded decals of dirt, garbage, moss and graffiti from Quixel and continued to fill the yard. After that, I decided to take care of the field in front of the entrance to the prison block. On 3D stocks I found a bus. It's not very similar to a prison bus, but I couldn't find any others. I thought it was time to make a forest surrounding the prison, so I downloaded the plant megascans from Quixel Bridge. In Season 4 of The Walking Dead, there was a stable of animals that was located in the prison field. I downloaded the farming assets from the Unreal store and started to recreate this stable. After that, I continued to fill the prison environment. I added lianas to the buildings. On the hill where the characters first saw the prison, I added an old railway track. Behind the scenes, I changed the tone of the picture to something closer to the series. The last thing I did was a wooden gazebo in the courtyard. And then the stage of creating a video render. I made the camera position and its movement behind the scenes. Here is the result itself. Now, after all the work I've done, I realized my mistakes that I made during the process. I also emphasized many new features that I didn't know about before. This is my second job at Unreal and my first on such a large scale. Thank you for watching. I will be very happy if you appreciate my work by liking and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye.